we are all talking about decision making and problem solving. And I'm telling you, one, we have to stop calling them problems. We have to call them challenges. Because if I give you one challenge right now and you will be at it, and you will see the kind of passion you have, the kind of interest and exuberance you have to solve that problem. So the first problem here I'm giving all of you right up here is, uh, open your videos. I want to see you all and then talk to you and deliver the amazing work I have brought for all of you today. Let me see how natty, how smart, how elegant my audience is, and then it will be fun for all of us. Can I have your videos on? Everyone, I request you, can I have your videos on? Dr. Richa, Mr. Umang Thakkar, Helena Karol ma'am, Sharda ma'am. Thank you, Ravish ji, for switching on your videos. It really means a lot. I feel like I'm talking to someone and not just the placards I see. So here I'm going to start presenting, and let's see if you enjoy. Then I want a gratitude in the form of you all switching on your videos. One second. All right. So here we go. I hope you all can see my presentation slides. Yes? Wonderful. All right. So now look at this tree. Does it seem to be in the circumstances of bearing a fruit? So my friends, everyone has problems. Everyone has challenges in life. It is upon us how we solve it. So I will try to give you a few tools today to solve your problems, to solve. And first tool here will be, sorry, one second, please. Hello? I'm in the session. Anything urgent? Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So look at this tree and understand the first thing here. What is it saying? Can it actually bear fruits? Do you see it in the condition it is coming out from a simple crack of a wall? But yes, we all got problems, we all got challenges in life, but we got to understand that we have to solve them. We have to be bigger than our problems. And the first tool I'm going to give you is, okay, and remember when I said yesterday, every tool I give you, it should be in the chat window. So the first tool is, do not call your problems problems. Your problems are your challenges. And we all feel thrilled. We all feel like a problem solver. We want to really get to it and solve it. That is who we are, right? So look at the tree coming out from the crack of a wall and still bearing fruits. That's what we all got to do. We will have problems in life, but we will always be bigger than our problem. People who work with their goals in mind, they create history. So all the professors here, I want all of you to be problem solvers and create history, right? There is a very interesting video that I'm going to run here, and this we will discuss. So please, all ears, your audios, just hear it.
Tennis is about problem solving. It's really what it is. And you can't problem solve unless you have the ability or the empathy to perceive all that's around you. The more you understand what the problem is through other people's lens, the more you can solve for people in life and in business. Boris Becker, for example, he beat me the first 3 times we played because his serve was something the game had never seen before. Well, I watched tape after tape of him and stood across the net from him 3 different times. And I started to realize he had this weird tick with his tongue. I'm not kidding. He would go into his rocking motion, his same routine. And just as he was about to toss the ball, he would stick his tongue out. And it would either be right in the middle of his lip or it would be to the left corner of his lip. So if he's serving in the deuce court and he put his tongue in the middle of his lip, he was either serving up the middle or to the body. But if you put it to the side, he was going to serve out wide. The hardest part wasn't...
Did you get that? So if you see, Boris Becker is a German former world's #1 professional tennis player. And what Andre was facing, the challenge was that he would not know where he is going to serve. Now, what did he do? He watched all his videos and understood that the tongue will go to a particular side and accordingly the serve. So he noticed that. But now what he is saying is the hardest part was not knowing that where the serve is going now. The hardest part was, hear it.
Wasn't returning a serve. The hardest part was not letting him know that I knew this. So I had to resist the temptation of reading his serve for the majority of the match and choose the moments when I was going to use that information on a given point to execute a shot that would allow me to break the match open. That was the difficulty with Bort.
So even when he knew that the serve is going to go in that particular direction, he was not taking it every time. He made sure that selectively for that particular, he made that decision that when I'm stuck, that is when I am going to use this superpower that he had found of knowing where the what do we call the ball is going to go, right? Hear it more.
I didn't have a problem breaking the serve. I had a problem hiding the fact that I could break a serve at will because I just didn't want him to keep that tongue in his mouth. I wanted it to keep coming out.
Right. So after losing 3 matches against him, he went on to win
I told Boris
9 matches.
After he was retired, because I just showed really good judgment from my own self-preservation and didn't share this with him before. I told him at Oktoberfest, we went out in Oktoberfest in Germany and had a pint of beer together, and I couldn't help but say, by the way, did you know you used to do this and give away your serve? He about fell off the chair, and he says, I used to go home all the time and just tell my wife, it's like he reads my mind. And he said to me, little did I know you were just reading my tongue.
So, awesome. Did you all understood? Did you get the video? So Andre Agassi, he knew that when he moves the tongue to a particular side, that is where the ball is going to go. So accordingly, he would play the shot and he would win the matches. And he did not tell it until they were retired and they were sitting over a pint of beer and they shared that, oh, now I know that, you were not reading my head, you were reading my tongue. So my friends, that is how you solve your problems, by more observation and also by preserving, not always, not utilizing it at the wrong time. So even if you have the tools. All right. So now I have a game for you. I want all of you to see these 6 glasses. I want you to rearrange these glasses so that the glasses alternate are full and empty. Right now there are 3 full glasses, 3 empty glasses. I want you to fill these glasses, and you have to do by moving only one glass. Who will get me to the solution? Quickly, I want all of you to answer. So these are the 6 glasses. It should be one full, one empty, one full, one empty. And you have to do it by moving only one glass. How will you rearrange them? Who is taking a shot? I want you to unmute and answer. Or you can write on the okay. Sec should be poured into 4-1. All right. Second glass and pour it in the... I have such intelligent audience here. The professors are so good. So I knew that it will be solved in seconds. Yes, absolutely. So you have to pour the liquid from second glass to the last second, and that is how you get to the position. All right. So here I have another challenge for you. All right. Okay, should I? Let me. All right. Do you see the 2 images? I want you to find out the differences in these 2 pictures. Who goes first? Light on the door on house. Yes, there are 2 lights in the second one, 1 light in the first one. First mistake gone. Left side tree has extra branch. You mean the okay, the top one or the bottom one? Top one. All right. Tree behind house is small. Okay. Near hut. What else? Come on, quickly. This branch is missing, right? Yeah. So this is 1. Then you have 1 spot here, 2 spots of water here falling from the bucket, right? Cloud size, right? What else? Who is finding most of the answers? Let's see. Okay. Congratulations to Amita Srivastava for first right answer. Helena for the first mistake, finding the first mistake. Niveta for finding 2 mistakes. Then Vinita Mathur for again finding 1 mistake. Sanjay Ahuja for finding 1 mistake. And Vinita Mathur again. Sushil ji again. Umang ji again. Sanjay ji, boy left feet. What has happened to the boy's left feet? Left. Is there anything? Okay. Left feet. I find it the same. All right, you have found enough problems for today. So let me share the answer key. So yes, it was the cloud, it was the branch, it was the drop from water, it was another branch here, here, and here. You want to go back and see now? See. Yeah. You see the differences now? All right. So I think you got the problems. I think we got somewhere around 8 problems. So now, what is a problem? A problem is something that is unwelcomed. Any harmful situation needed to be dealt with and overcome now or in some time. Now, what are the general problems of an academician? You all are academicians. What are your general problems? Who is supposed to address your problems and who solves all your problems? Okay, let me ask you all, what are your general problems? Students' attendance, one. What is your other problem? Probably not getting their attention, distracted students. Two, what are other problems? Please, I want you to all share your problems here. Let's hear. What are your problems? Anybody who wants to share? And thank you, all of you who followed me on LinkedIn and Instagram yesterday after the session. I got quite a lot of requests on Instagram as well as on uh, LinkedIn. Yes, Amitaji, thank you. Generation gap. Umangji, thank you. Students' attendance is the biggest challenge. All right. What else? And I also want all of you to share what is your take. What do you think how we can solve these problems? Now, generation gap, we can solve it by, you know, coming and understanding to their level and understanding where they are going, because there are different sorts of expectations from students, and I think they are dealing with a lot, with so many changes. So we got to cover that up. That is something we also need to do, right? All right. So today I'm going to take you through Bhagavad Gita, Quran, and where I found a lot of problem solving techniques. Irregular time in class, yes, I get it. So let's say 5 key lessons from Bhagavad Gita that I'm going to share now. First is winning for the real purpose of playing instead of playing to win. We always try that, okay, I want to win. Do we really have that as a motive? We should not have that as a motive. We should play for the purpose of playing, or we should work for the purpose of working. We should not always have that edge that I have to win. That probably at times give us restlessness, right? So that is one lesson from Bhagavad Gita. Second is go to war against your internal demons instead of external situations, right? Actually, the problems are inside us, but what are we doing? We are putting blame on others. So let us find out what we can do, how we can make sure that we can let the students adapt to us. The third is listen deeply instead of jumping to conclusions. Very important. We have to listen, very deeply. We have to understand what and where these students are going, what they are going through. And once we try to listen deeply, we can really help them. We can really help them become the best version of themselves. Or in any situation, you can put it, even if you are getting late, even if you are late to college, even if you are doing something and stuck somewhere. So you got to understand that you have to pay attention to reach to the conclusions. It is going to get very interesting, so please pay attention. The fourth is clearly seeing instead of blind living. We are always in a state of denial. We will first not acknowledge and understand the problem statement. So, the most important is understanding the problem statement. How you solve it is the 5% remaining part. First, you have to understand the problem. What is the problem statement? Once you have understood the problem, then you go on how to solve it and who is going to solve it. We will come up to that technology part also for problem solving. All right. So clear seeing instead of blind living. And fifth is decide from the center instead of deciding impulsively, instead of deciding abruptly. So think and decide once you have heard everything, calculate, and then take a decision. The solution is to run in the race, not run from the race. So whenever you are stuck in a problem, please understand inaction will not help. Only taking an action will resolve your problem statement. So always act on it. And the moment you start acting on a problem, it starts to getting solved. जो उलझे धागे हैं वो खुलने लग जाते हैं. So this is a beautiful quote. I really liked it, and I thought I will share it. No one will manufacture a lock without a key. Similarly, God will not give problems without solutions. We all have problems and we blame it. भगवान ने हमारे साथ ऐसा कर दिया, ऐसा हो गया. But please understand, if you have a problem, there will be solution. If there is a lock, there will be a key. You just have to dig deeper and do deep listening. You will solve it. This is another strategy I picked up from internet. I've given the references also. This is problem solving strategy from the Quran. Now, if you read the entire link that I've shared, it is about Prophet Muhammad with his disciples stuck in a cave, and there is an attack from outside. And that is the situation where he makes a strategy, and these are the lessons from that strategy: how to attack or how to defend, right? So the first tool is have a look at the problem logically and unemotionally. It is very important to be unemotional about the problem. If you've seen that the doctors will not operate on their own family members, because they cannot put their emotions aside. That is why the doctors, what do? They will always say, okay, this is my family, and they will have their best friend do the operate on their family. That is because they cannot separate emotions from their patient. So please, whenever you are stuck in a problem, think logically and unemotionally. Second is consult others. If you are a leader, consult the entire team. You should not just take an autocratic decision. Always consult the entire team, because they will bring in a very different solution to the problem. All right. The third is generate possible solutions. So do not just latch on to the first decision you make. You have to generate different solutions, and then take the final one that you like. Fourth is choose the best solution. Whatever is the solution suggested by your team, take the final solution. Decision, stick to the decision. Don't keep jumping on whether I have taken the right decision or not. So always stick to it. And the last is implement it as soon as possible. A lot of times we take a decision, we make a decision, but we do not act on it. That is called making a decision, not taking an action on it. So please, whenever you are stuck in any problem situation, apply these strategies from Quran or from Gita, and they will never fail you. That is my humble submission. Now, let's move further. I have given you from religious background, I have given you our solution, and now I'm going to get to the technical part. First is clarify what the problem is about. You have to understand what is the problem about. Understand the problem statement, as I said. Then you brainstorm the idea. Whatever ideas you can collect, have your team there and brainstorm the ideas. Rack your minds and talk to each other. Then clarify what the problem is about. When you're brainstorming, first I said, understand the problem. Now you plan out what you are going to do. The problem is there. What are you going to do about it? So have multiple plans. Then you try out your plan. Now, if your plan works, if it is gone, then it is gone. If it is not, then try out another plan. And if that also doesn't work, then brainstorm ideas. So this is the complete flow chart of having any problem. And believe me, there is no problem that cannot be solved by brainstorming of bright people that you are. So I thought that you will not. Is the video and audio fine? Is the connection good? All right. So if this is from Albert Einstein, we all know the genius he has been, genius he was. He said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, 1 hour to solve a problem, I had spent 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solutions. You get me? If I had an hour to solve a problem, I had spent 55 minutes thinking about the problem. And that is Albert Einstein speaking, not Anuradha Chawla. So that is where I got my 95% or percentage. I've not calculated, it was a layman number I threw, but it just meant this is how you solve the problem. You understand the problem. What are the general pitfalls? Whenever we are stuck with a challenge, from now we are going to call a problem a challenge, because saying problem so many times will actually make me, get into problems. So let's not go there. Let's say challenge. When we have a challenge, what are the general pitfalls? First is giving up too early. What we do is we're stuck with a problem, we will give up too early. And you never know that probably you are at the verge of getting the solution, but you gave up early. The second is jumping straight to conclusions about the cause that we usually do. We are faced with a problem statement and we say, oh, this must be because of this. And what happened? We have fixated our mind. We've already made our mind. We will not be able to take inputs. We will not be able to understand because we've already jumped straight to the conclusion. The third is not getting the right people involved. That happens a lot. We are challenged by other people, because somewhere what we are doing is we are not confident about ourselves. What do? We are challenged because of intelligent people around and we will not get them involved. Absolutely wrong. Operate from the space of security, not insecurity. If you are dealing with a problem, you got to understand that there are people out there who are very good at it. So involve them, make them part of your team. The fourth is not collecting all the relevant data. We do that very often. And that is somewhere because of the second problem, because we want to jump to the conclusion very fast. And that is why we do not collect the relevant data. So, my friends, these four pitfalls, if you can cover them up, every challenge is going to be interesting for you. And as mentioned here, the worst one is two, because it is always very tempting to think you know the cause of the problem straight away. So jump to the conclusion, take action, and solve it. But you are not able to solve it because you are jumping too fast. So it's my humble submission, please sit, talk to your friends, speculate, brainstorm on it, and then take the final decision. All right. Now, there are two kinds of problem solvers. You have to identify your problem solvers and the efficient and inefficient ones, because mostly inefficient ones are more vocal. Remember, we talked about communication. There is half the kind of people who know it but they don't speak, and the other half who don't know but they speak a lot. So these insufficient ones speak a lot. So the first ones are the efficient ones. Let's take them one by one. The efficient problem solvers, they stay cool. They're always focused. Vis-a-vis the insufficient ones who are super worried. They're always stressed. The efficient ones concentrate on the solution. That yes, there has to be a solution to this challenge. Whereas the insufficient ones get stuck to the challenge, the problem in a way, they will say it cannot happen. It cannot be corrected. So they will only stick to the problem and not go to the solution phase. The efficient problem solvers always ask a lot of questions, whereas the insufficient ones looks for people to blame. This happened because of this person, right? The efficient ones ask for help from team yet show confidence. See, being a leader, I have to always remain in control so that my team is not confused and nervous. But I have to make sure that I take help. I seek help from all the nook and corners. But the insufficient ones, they feel offended. If the team suggests something, they feel offended. How dare somebody say it? I am in control. I can do it. Right. Now, your team members who are efficient, they inspire team to participate and have different opinions. Any problem, any challenge can only be resolved with different solutions, right? Difference of opinion in the team. Then we find the best. When we make a software, we say, okay, here is the QA team, the QC team, break the software. And if I make something, I'll say, break my software. Tell me where all I am wrong or I can go wrong. And then there is a regression testing done, functional testing done, white box testing, gray box testing, black box testing done. That is how a software is made. That is how an app is made, right? And we use it so confidently in our phones. But insufficient problem solvers always look for a yes man. Yes, you are right, sir. Yes, you are right, ma'am. They will not like people with difference of opinion. So please identify these people. Again, for efficient problem solvers, seek multiple solutions. As I said, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Have it ready. Work on it. Not worked? Go. Brain rack again, brainstorm again, and come up with new plans. And insufficient one, they are focused at consequences. What if this happens? What if that happened? Now we are in this situation. What if this happens? So they are always stuck at the problems, not moving to the solving the solution part. So I hope you're all with me. I hope it is not boring. Yes, no? All right. I will move. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I will now, thank you. Thank you so much. Now I will move to the quick tips to resolve any problem. So the first one, if you see, generate multiple solutions. Have so many solutions and then pick the one you will choose, right? You name any problem, we can actually come up with a huge list of solutions. Let's do it as an activity after the session, right? So generate multiple situations. The second is ask questions. Ask relevant questions. Whenever you have a challenge, ask who can be the best person to solve it. What exactly is the problem? Spend 95% of time on understanding the problem. Then, why this problem arises with us, right? So, we have to understand the why so that it is not repeated. Then you understand where it started from. When you understand where, what are you doing? You are finding the root cause, and it will not be repeated when you find the root cause. You find when the problem started. So you can find all the variables and then you go on how to resolve it. You getting me? So please, these are the best, we call them the best 5 or 6 friends. So it starts with where, why, who, what, when, and then leads you to the how. So ask questions. The third is clarity. And when I say clarity, you have to understand that you are part of the problem too. The most important thing to see clearly is you are a part of the problem too, not just circumstances and blah blah blah. We put a tag on every problem. No, understand you can be the cause as well. So question yourself from time to time about your motives, your perceptions, so as to bring biases, prejudices, and limitations to light. Understand, question, am I biased? Am I prejudiced? Do I have enough skill or I have to upskill? Because my friends, clearly seeing dissolves our wrong perceptions and transforms our lives from blind living to awakened living, from darkness to light. Right? So please understand, clarity is very important. I'll go back again. Multiple solutions, ask many questions. Thirdly is clarity, clearly seeing what, am I the problem? Am I the bottleneck? Find that out. The fourth is consult your teams. There is never ever a challenge that cannot be solved by your team. You know what? You can ask your own your students, guys. I see a problem in attendance. What do you suggest? Be collaborate with your students, with your teams. I'm telling you, these are brilliant minds. Gen Z and the millennials are excellent people, very good students. If you give them the situation, they will solve it for you. So please, they are your team. Next, trust your team's ability, not degrees. I never say that you should give complete weightage to the formal education only. Although we all are from educational background, academicians, but please, I can quote you examples here. Who invented the planes? Wright brothers, right? But they were not aeronautical engineers, they were bicycle mechanics. Again, who designed the submarine? G.W. Garrett. And he was not a nautical engineer, he was a clergyman. Fire extinguishers. Who puts the fire out? George Menby, who was not a chemical engineer. He was in Royal Military Academy of Woolwich. I have more such examples. They were huge, but then I thought that we all agree, right? It is here. You have learned over the ages. A best chef can have a doctor's degree. I know a chef. He is Chef Izzat Hussain. He was a doctor. He was working with government, but he chose to be a chef. So after practicing for good 12 years, he moved and he learned cooking, and he is now a chef, a very celebrated one. And that is why, my friends, I say, don't just judge by the degree. These students can be a very, very good help for all of us. Just allow me a moment. I'll change my AC temperature. Thank you. All right. Now, the next is your attitude. It's our attitude that kills creative ideas. How? We say things like, not practical for operating. This will cost too much. You are 2 years ahead of your time. This is beyond your responsibility. We say it's too radical a change. It is not in our budget. We are not ready for it. We tried that before. Top management will never go for it. Does this sound familiar? Do I have a smiling audience here? I'm sure a lot of times you went with good ideas and you were said that, oh, you are beyond your responsibility. This is not what you are supposed to do. Or we don't have time for this. Or has anyone ever tried it before? Let's form a committee. Committee will never reach a solution. So you keep forming committees. So what we have done is, instead of addressing a problem, a challenge, we have actually started forming committee. We have digressed from it, right? Then a lot of people say, no, that is not our problem. Oh, we are not going to try this. We will become a laughing stock. And then you say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Correct? People who are old with the system, they will always say this. Are your competitors doing it? If they are doing it, only then I'm going to do it. No. So these are the statements that kill creative ideas. My friends, I purposely repeated all of them because either we, by our own prejudices and our own conditioning, do this, or this is done to us. So please take a screenshot of this slide for sure. Okay, I hope you've taken it. Moving ahead. 10 reasons why people fail to solve problems effectively. So now I'm going to take them one by one. See, I'm running very fast today because I know I have less time. I complete my assignment dot on time, so I'm running little fast. If you have any questions, let me just shut up now and wait. If you have any questions, please shoot. Any questions? Any problems on the personal front, on the professional front, please feel free to ask. I'm here and I'm going to resolve them to the best of my ability, of course. All right. You've not switched on your videos. Had you done that, I would have given you a very, very good tool today. But because the videos are not on, so I don't feel confident and comfortable sharing all my tools. All right, let's move ahead. Or you want to play a game? Let me leave this and get to a game first. So, do you see these two images? I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll pour a glass of water for myself and find out the differences. I'll just go get a glass for myself. All right, I'm back. Are we ready with the answers? Okay, let's see what answers we've got here. My God, you guys are so fast. Okay. Cloud missing on top right of the ball. Top right. Okay, are we finding problems from the left one? Mm, cloud missing on top right side of ball. Right side. So we have clouds both the right sides. Tree side opposite. Yes, this right. Then eyes were closed above the ball. Right. Thing holding in hand has small red portion. Yes. Ball color. Is it? Oh, I find it same. It's blue, blue. What else? There are other problems. Okay. Difference in positions of scrubs and trees, right? Left side. Oh, yes, yes, this one is missing. Right. And if you see the tail is also, this one is longer, this one is shorter. Right? The tail also. How many problems have we solved? Anything with this guy here? We are solving a problem. Are you enjoying it? Okay, the question is changed now. Are you enjoying solving this problem? So that is what we have to do always. Whenever we are faced with any problem, call it a challenge and get on it. Now let's see the answers. All right. Yeah, our tail is there. Okay. This. Okay, the formation of hair is different. Cloud, we noticed. Okay, the pattern of ball is different. Ah, that eyebrow is missing. See? This we noticed. What is the difference in these two? Anything that we missed? Can you see anything that we had missed here? One round tree is less. I think rounds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The formation. Okay, yes. This one is missing. Right. And this one as well. It is placed here. Interesting. So did you enjoy the game? That is my way of checking whether my audience is with me or not. Thank you, Umang. Thank you. All right, let's move ahead. All right. See, my way of training is very practical, and I am doing that practical training with you so that you understand this is how we can make it interesting for our audience. Right? Okay. So now 10 reasons why people fail to solve problems effectively. The following is a list of some of the reasons. First is not being methodical. We just go from A to X to B to F to Z. So we don't have a proper method. Everything has to go methodical, right? The second is lack of commitment to solving the problem. Even at the surface level, it looks like I am a problem solver. But probably that is not my game. I don't enjoy solving that problem, so I'm not going to it. The third is misinterpreting the problem. Probably we are not understanding what the problem is, right? We are going at it, but we don't know what the problem is. So we have to interpret the right problem. What is the right problem actually? The fourth is lack of knowledge of the techniques and processes involved in problem solving. I think that is the most important part that is missed. See, we all have been taught English, maths, social science, you know, two, three more languages, or probably a few subjects. But did we ever get a training, a coaching in our school time, in our college about what are the tools? How can we solve problems? We are never given those tools. And that, my friend, is a problem that we are not equipped to solve these problems. So, thanks to NEP and thanks to the government of India that we have, thanks to Knitter actually, for organizing these sessions where we get tools, the practical, real tools to solve problems. So, I think we all need this training. I, from time to time, take courses from Udemy and Coursera. So I'll share some other tools also that are very valuable for solving problems, like herringbone, like there are the star bursting technique. I just didn't add them because I feel that my audience is so professional and seasoned already. They have those tools. So I wanted to bring you a fresh air of tools from Quran, from Gita, so that we see it differently. Now, okay. So now, one second, please. So, sixth is inability to use the techniques effectively. Probably I have the techniques and I don't use it because I don't know how to use it. Next is using a method inappropriate to the problem, the particular problem. Probably this situation demands certain else. Let's say a student appearing late in the class day on day, and somebody reprimands the student. Probably that student needed a little bit of counseling, understanding of why the person is getting so late every day. So there has to be a different method to it. And as we say, don't reprimand in public. Praise in public, reprimand privately. Now, insufficient or inaccurate information. That takes us to the second point I said, the pitfall, because we want to jump to a quick solution. So we do not collect information. We do not spend sufficient time to collect the reasons for that challenge. Next is inability to combine analytical or creative thinking. We're not putting our creative minds there. We're just going for the mass decision on some problem that can be probably customized as per somebody other, as per the different problem creators. And last is failure to ensure effective implementation. We have a challenge, we have a solution, but we do not implement it correctly. We do not have a right kind of people to implement that problem or that solution. Sorry. All right. I think we are pretty fast today. Now, the take home messages, problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines, right? So they take us to the right path, the right direction. If we are faced with a problem, that means we are going to harness ourselves. We're going to harness our skills to reach a solution. So problems can be opportunities. They allow to see things differently and do things in a different way, perhaps to make a fresh start. We have to understand these problems are opportunities. They are making us go to different routes. You know, I'll give you a very layman example because that's the way simplicity gives us the best of solutions. Let's say we are used to going to our university or our polytechnic from a particular way all the time. That had been the case with me in my 15 years of job to a company. I would always take the same route. And imagine that route being closed. What happens? You are rerouted. You look at the other places. You look at the other markets, the shops, the hubs, the corporate hubs. So what happens? You understand that you were living in a shell, like this. A horse has this, right? So you are not taking the complete view, which is very important. So now I will open the deck for questions. Please shoot your questions now. We are very well in time. So I'm going to request all of you to please switch on your videos and let's talk about the solutions. Otherwise, I'm going to continue. I've got a lot of presentations on problem solving, different for different segments. You want me to go ahead? I can do that. All right, let's move ahead then. I will take you to the further presentation. I hope you can see the presentation. Yes? All right. So, what 4 steps? I'm going to share 4 steps for solving any problem. Now we are breaking the problem further. The first is problem statement. As said by Albert Einstein, spend the most time here, which is describing the problem. Develop a one-sentence problem statement, right? So whatever, let's say there is you are trying to do cost optimizing, right? There is a lot of expense. So we say cost cutting. So there is a problem with the operations team in a polytechnic, and they are solving this problem of cost cutting. Lot of cost, overhead cost, right? So you first describe the problem and describe it in one sentence. We have dollar this extra cost, right? Now, second is analyze the problem in detail. Analyze what is wrong, analyze what is right. You have to write it down, right? The third is identify likely causes. What is different? What has changed? How did the price increase? What extra expenses have occurred in past 1 year? What have we started doing? What processes we have added? So, what are the most likely explanations? Try to add them. Now, the fourth is define actual cause. This is after you've done entire analysis, after you have identified the likely causes, now you are going to define the most likely explanation, and then can I approve it? Let's say the cost has increased because I have put a ramp for handicap students in my polytechnic, right? Now you have to figure out, was it a right thing to do? Can it be managed by some other things? Can I prove it? Can I approve it as well? Do we really need it? How many students need the ramp? So that is how you do the entire analysis. Now I'm going to take you one by one on each of the 4 steps. If you have any questions, my friends, I am there. I can take them. All right. The first one. What is the problem statement? Problem exists when someone or something is not performing as expected. Action needs to be taken to solve the problem. So, action should follow from a clear understanding of a problem. To understand the problem solving, it is necessary to distinguish between symptoms of the problem and the causes of the problem. At times, we are too stuck with the symptoms and we think these are the reasons. These, like simply fever. Let's say somebody got fever. Now, fever is not a disease, it is not the cause, it is a symptom. The temperature rises because there is some foreign body in my body that is troubling my system. My entire body temperature rises because of that. So identify that cause. Leaving. Sorry. So identify that cause and address it, not the symptom. Fever is only a symptom. The cause can be some infection in the body. Identification of the cause of a problem is the key to problem solving. Once you know the real cause of the problem, you can decide how to deal with it. So, friends, as I said, please, problem statement. Most important. Now, setting the problem statement. A problem statement is a single sentence which embraces your understanding of the problem. And you should collect it from the entire team so that you see that what exactly is the real statement and not the cause of the problem, but the problem itself. The second is setting the statement is the single most important action you will take in the whole problem solving process, as said by Mr. Einstein also. You clearly state the identify the problem, because it is always said problem identified is problem half solved. It is so important that you must be prepared to put in time and effort to get it right. So please do not jump to conclusion. You have to set the problem statement. And today in this much time, we will only talk about how to set the problem statement. So now, let's say why is setting the problem statement important? If you are not setting the end goal, your destination, the right problem statement you have to talk to, it is simple as GPS. You have the GPS, but till the time you don't know what is the place you have to reach, you will not be reaching there. You will be going everywhere with the GPS, but you don't know what is the destination, right? So get the problem statement right. Okay. The second is a clear problem statement enables you to decide what work must be completed to find the cause. The problem statement provides the context within which all further work takes place. It is like I want to direct a movie. My problem statement is women empowerment. I want that women should be at the senior positions in the corporates or in any areas of life. So what do? I write the problem statement above and then start working. Then start working on the cast, how it is going to resolve, what is going to be the story, right? So that is about defining the problem. Now, do you want to move ahead with the techniques of problem statements, or you want to share anything you want to learn? Any other questions you have? You know what? Stick to why. That is the most important tool. Stick to why. And this is called the 5 why tool. Another tool I'm giving right now. So ask, why did this happen? This happened because ABC failed. Now, why did ABC fail? This happened because ABC does not have a particular practical experience of this situation. Okay. Why did we choose this person? This happened because this person was a reference of the ABC designation. Why did we heed to ABC's reference? Right? This is because ABC is funding the Polytechnic. Now we know the problem statement is we are not hiring the right kind of people. Right? We don't have to get on the funding guy. We have to improve our hiring process. That is how you use our 5 why tool. Are we all at it? Did we all understand? Yes? No? Please have this tool. You can take a screenshot now. Another tool for you. This is the star bursting technique. This I have touched upon before also. This says who, what, where, when, why, and then how. Right? So please take another screenshot of this. We have explained it before. So these are some other tools that we can use for problem solving. The first one is, as I've already stated, problem restatement technique. The second is SWOT methodology. We all know what is SWOT, right? SWOT, you all know, right? Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Any statement, problem statement once made, work on the SWOT methodology. I know we have very senior professionals here, so just a brush up of the methodology will help here. You know that. The third is Pareto's principle. Very important. This is the 80-20 rule, that 80% effort is spent to get 20% revenue. And what are we doing? 20% effort to get the 80% revenue. So we are focusing on the wrong areas. I will touch upon it again. The fourth is the brainstorming method that I have covered, right? You all get into a team, you rack your brains, and you come up with statements. So this is Pareto's. Okay, you want to take a screenshot? Please take it. Moving next. 80-20 as I discussed. So the rule argues typically 80% of unfocused effort generates only 20% results. And 80% of results are achieved by only 20% efforts. So we are putting efforts at the wrong place. Brainstorming, I've already shared. So now, do you want me to end with a story? I have a very interesting story. Do you want me to end with a story? Yes, no. All right. I like to be asking questions. If you want to take a screenshot of herringbone, you can take. I'm not going to cover it today because time is running out.